In this video, we're going to look at the command grips. The grips is a pretty powerful editing command that allows you to modify any given geometry that you already have. So for example, if I had drawn this shape and instead of closing the feature, or going back and erasing this line and redrawing another line, I can simply pick on my object and find the grips. This is what a grip is. It's a little point that pops up with a little blue box. And you can pick on a grip, and it recognizes like endpoints as long as you have your object snaps on, and you can relocate that item. So not only with lines, you can move any point. You can move it. It's very easy to manipulate. So that's while you're doing some basic drawing. You can also change, let's go back and change some lengths of some lines. So if we're in the grip, this line here, let's just say I want to extend it another 1/8 of an inch. So as I'm clicking on I'm going to turn my ortho off. As I'm clicking on the line and I want to make that line just 1/8 of an inch longer, you can see that it prompts me to add an extension there, and then you see the overall length of the line. So I have 0.125 right there, and that made that line 1/8 of an inch. Now, if I wanted to make that line exactly 1 inch with the grip, pick on the grip and start moving it, and this time instead of editing the length of it, I'm going to hit the tab button, and that's going to take me to the overall length of that line. So if I want that line to be 1 inch, I type in 1 and hit enter, and there we go. So now looking at my properties over here on the left-hand side, I can see that that line is 1 inch. So if I needed to, modify my drawing and change the length of a line that I already had, that's a very easy way of doing that. Not only does it work with lines, but it also works with circles. So if I had a circle, I may need to just pull this out at a random dimension. I don't know, if I had to go over to another point, like an endpoint right there, I could specify that, or I could specify a specific length. So if I were thinking on this radius when I started, and let's just say I drew this with the wrong radius and I really wanted the radius 0.25, I can click make that change very easily. So I've been over how to use properties, but this is another way. Instead of coming over here and changing it, you have the option of just changing it right there on your screen, and you don't have to go into the properties box. The rectangle or polygon, anything that's like a polygon, if you look at the line, you can see that you can edit the length for that. You can also pick on a point and you can specify. So 4, I can make that 0.4, and if I want that line to be 0.75, I can drop that in at 0.75. So that gives you some capabilities of that was started off as a rectangle, and it's still a polygon. It's still all nested together, but now the lengths of the legs have changed based off of that entry. The grips have some other commands that are associated with them. If you click on the object and pick the middle feature, you can see that these quick access bars pop up, or access buttons, I should say. So if I want to copy this, I can copy it at a given distance. So my ortho is not on, so I'm going to turn ortho on to keep that. So if I wanted to copy that line at 0.25, I can make that copy very easily. So that's really cool. If I were not copying it and I just wanted to move it, I can drag my mouse with that middle button selected and type in 0.25 and move that object. And that works on angled lines as well. You just have to get the right angle. So if you're going in that direction, or if you turn the ortho off, you may need to go and lock that in. So locking that in at 90 degrees. So 0.25, tab, and then I think that was probably 120. Oops. There we go. That didn't quite work the way I thought it was going to work. Let's try that again. So, oh, forgot to hit copy. So pick on that and then go to copy. So I wanted to move that at 1.125 tab and then specify my angle. I didn't pay attention to the angle when I drew that, so I'm gonna type in 120 and we'll see what happens. There we go. So made a copy at 120 degrees. I'm not exactly sure what angle that was at. So that's just another way of copying and offsetting at an angle. All you have to do is hit the tab button to cycle through that. So I just wanted to share with you this quick video on grips, and hopefully you can find that this is a great tool to edit and modify your geometry as you're drawing.